It's time to... What is it time to do?
Feel the rage.
Feel the rage! Welcome to Film Rage, where we talk movies in theaters, streaming, and classic films as well. Directors and actors beware, as you cannot hide from the rage. My name is Bryce, and I'm part of the Film Rage crew, which also includes Jim. Hey there, Jim.
Hey, Bryce.
And also we have the Merman, who's got his putting ketchup on his ketchup or so. What does your shirt say?
I put ketchup on ketchup because that's how I roll.
On my ketchup.
That doesn't make any sense. I don't know what you're talking about. And I don't know what your shirt is talking about. It's making me angry.
Nice.
So with the introductions out of the way, let's rage on.
Oh, thanks to all been supporting us. If you love our independent podcast, please like, subscribe, share, and give us a 5-star rating on your listening platform, or support us and join the Film Rage community by joining a membership at buymeacoffee.com/Film Rage YYC. If you cannot commit to a membership, you can still buy us a movie rental and dare us to see a terrible movie, and we'll watch it. If it's played anywhere in the world in a cinema, and it's not a kid's movie, and what else? Is that it?
So many rules.
There's just 2. Played in cinema, kids movie. Anything else? Any other rules you want to throw in there?
No.
All right, well, let's get to raging.
It has to actually play here too, because otherwise we can't see it.
Well, no, it doesn't.
No, because after
Can
the
play
fact,
anywhere in the world.
had to have played.
Could
Had
have played
to
in
have.
Istanbul,
That's right.
and we'll have to watch it.
That's right.
Yeah, I obviously can't watch it in theaters if it's not here.
No, that's never what
It could
we've
have played
done.
on one screen in Melbourne, Australia. And
That's
we would
right.
have to watch it.
If Mr. Bunnybags wants to fly us there, I'll go watch it.
No, we're not going there.
We're not
They're
going
gonna
there
dare us to see an
see
older
a
movie,
movie. Yeah.
and then we're going to go rent it or find it and watch it. What planet are you on? Where have you been hiding for the last 5 years?
I don't know. I don't pay attention. Bryce lulls me to sleep with, "Oh, I'm ready. Let's go."
Always ready.
No, you're not. You weren't ready.
He was kind of ready.
No, he wasn't.
Nice. You know what I'm looking forward to? Moving on.
Anytime there, Merman.
We're waiting.
We're waiting.
Everybody's waiting.
Oh man.
This is the best beginning to our podcast ever.
Why are we doing this in slow motion? What is going on?
You two keep cracking up.
What would the amazing man predict? What would the amazing man predict? Will he predict the rage or will he predict the mondo? Will he tell us all what Bryce and Jim thought of the movies that they saw in cinemas last week?
You might predict a man.
Swim, 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 Murray, swim, 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 swim all the way to the theater.
Are you done?
Man predicts.
I still don't
You
know
should
why.
know by now that Jim's never done.
I still don't know why we're doing this.
You just have to interrupt him.
Like reverse order here, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't know why we're doing cuff first.
You know what? I keep you guys on your toes because
Yeah, well,
apparently
it doesn't make sense.
Even if everything is normal, you two fuck up the whole beginning of our
Oh, it's
podcast anyway.
always us.
So what does it matter?
It's absolutely because we shouldn't be doing cuff first.
Well,
No,
it's too
we
bad.
shouldn't.
Well, we're not even talking about that. Murray is
That's
predicting.
fine.
The
You know what?
amazing Merman's predicting.
after you
Listen up.
predict, just put on the in cinemas movie. We're gonna do this in cinemas first,
This is now messing up everything.
and then we'll do cuff.
You know
Nobody knows what I'm talking about. but
Nobody,
that's
because
okay.
because Murray's supposed to be predicting stuff.
I also vote for that.
Yes, so you've got control. Just do it.
Well, yeah,
so
but
in cinemas after this.
We're a democracy. There's 3 of us.
There we go.
Yes.
Two idiots of the podcast.
You guys saw 3 movies in
2,
theaters. I saw actually 2, despite my enormously busy schedule. I
Yes!
was able to fit stuff in.
Finally.
All right.
First one, which I couldn't talk about last week, was
No.
Boy Kills World, which
That's
I
right.
saw at Cuff and you guys didn't.
No, we saw it in
But-
cinema.
We saw it during cuff,
Yeah,
just not
but
at
in a
cuff.
regular cinema. It's not the same thing. Anyway.
Jim ignored
yeah.
me at the screening.
Did he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he just totally just nothing.
Going without me.
I'm sitting there jumping up and down, screaming, "Jim, Jim, I'm up here," and he's just like nothing.
And
You
I'm
wanna-
like,
you wanna sit with
what? What now?
No, He didn't even look my
You know
way.
what?
Didn't even look in my direction.
I was giving him the cold shoulder because he stood me up.
That's
what he
inexcusable.
gets.
It's
I didn't
inexcusable.
stand you up. When did I
Anyway,
stand you
first
up?
movie, Boy Kills World,
Yep.
Yes.
which, well, I'm not going to say because we have to talk about it later. But
Yes.
based on just the pure amount of action and the little amount of story, I think Bryce probably raged on it.
Okay.
Even though I thought it was fun as hell.
All right.
Jim, on the other hand, likes good bloody violence
Mm-hmm.
and cheesy effects and stuff. So I think you might have mondoed that.
All right.
So there. The King Tide,
Murman predicts.
which I did not like as much.
What?
I don't know. It was a weird story. I mean, it's nice scenery because, you know, East Coast. I think you guys both met that one because, yeah, it was kind of a weird story. I don't think it was done that great.
All right.
Then the Challengers,
Challengers.
which was about tennis.
Yes.
It was about
It
10.
starred Spider-Man's girlfriend,
That's right.
Zendaya.
I don't
Yes.
know what that means.
She's dating Tom Holland,
Yeah.
who played Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Okay.
it's a sports movie.
Yes.
You don't like sports movies.
I do not like sports
And
movies,
at the beginning of the trailer, there was some kind of threesome happening,
which I do like,
and then it became some kind of rom-com thing.
and then I don't like.
So there you go.
It was wrong.
And it starred one of the,
rom-com.
and it starred the guy. Well, it wasn't so much com, but it was definitely rom. And it also starred the guy who played Prince Charles in one of those TV series.
Yes.
I
Did.
recognized him from that.
The Crown.
That's it, one of those. See, you do watch.
Crowny.
I know. I just know of stuff.
Anyway,
I don't watch
I
it.
Rarely.
think Bryce, being a sport guy, might have
Yeah.
actually enjoyed it a little more.
Okay.
I think maybe he meant that one.
All right.
Okay.
And Jim, he's full of rage,
Mm,
just because everything I just said.
mm.
Okay.
Anyway, there you go.
I predict that you got every single one wrong. That's what I'm going to
I
predict.
probably did. And
I know you got 3 of them wrong.
and as I've mentioned before, I don't care.
Sometimes he's amazing, and sometimes he's just the amazing
And
merman.
all the time, I don't care.
All right.
You guys make me do this.
We do. It's because our listeners demand it.
Yeah, whatever.
All right, so, hey, this isn't cuff music.
No,
No,
because
it
we're
isn't.
doing in cinemas first.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I remember that whole
We took a vote.
the whole conversation.
because it makes no sense to have Merman predicts, then
You
do
know-
cuff, then do this.
You know what?
Yes.
The listeners just want to hear what you got to fucking say. So get going.
All right.
Chop, chop.
So we're going to start with Boy Kills World.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he does.
Okay,
Kills
Bill.
everybody.
Bill Skarsgård stars as Boy. He wants revenge on the Vanderkoy family as he blames them for the murder of his own family. That's the whole premise for this.
Yep.
That's it.
It's Hunger Games.
And he kills world.
The action is good, and there are some very funny bits, but overall the characters are just too thinly written, and at 111 minutes long, it becomes a little tedious. The always entertaining John H. Benjamin keeps the film amusing even during the lulls as Boy's inner voice. Plus, we have a breakfast cereal sponsoring a public execution,
Nice.
which was almost enough by itself to recommend this. This was very fun, but not so fun that I could forgive the flaws. I understand that sometimes you have to check your brain at the door when consuming this type of entertainment, but I wasn't really able to do that with this. There just wasn't enough here for me to really care. It was all flash and zero substance. The quick cut action sequences left me annoyed for the most part. I didn't hate it. I just wish it was better because I really think it could have been because it was well done for the most part. Boy Kills World was meh.
See, and everything he just said indicates rage. So once again, I think I was right. I think he's
No, you're
being
not
too-
right.
I think he's being too generous, but whatever.
Well, let's hear what I have
I
to say.
loved.
You said you
You
were
love-
annoyed and you didn't like it.
Oh,
that to me is rage.
I was annoyed by parts of it.
Just
I
saying.
was also amused by parts of it.
Yes.
If a movie,
And when you add it all up,
if a movie annoys
it
me, it's a
equals
rage.
Meh.
Guaranteed. If I'm annoyed by
But
a
the
movie,
whole
it's a
movie
rage.
didn't annoy me.
That's right.
I've been annoyed by a movie for 97 minutes, and then in the 98th minute, it redeems itself and becomes a mondo.
Yeah, see, that's where you and I are different.
Which may happen to this week.
if I'm annoyed for 90 minutes, nothing's going to save it.
Well,
Nothing.
yeah.
So,
Well, but you sometimes go annoyed into the movie before you watch it.
Yeah, sometimes.
And then you
Not
hate the
always.
movie
Sometimes
because
you've made up your mind before
Not always.
the opening credits even come on.
Only if
you're
Ben
like,
Affleck is in
Affleck's
it.
in this, so
Oh,
it's
it's the
got to be
worst.
terrible. All right, well, let me tell you about Boy Kills World. The Hunger Games meets The Running Man, meets Enter the Dragon, meets Bob's Burgers, meets Kick-Ass, meets Double Dragon. God damn it, there's a lot of meats in this. There is some humor, a lot of action, tons of over-the-top gore-tastic violence, a revenge story that puts the most awesome Skarsgard in a fight to avenge what he thinks is his dead sister and mother.
Stellan Skarsgard's not in this.
I know, but that's what he thought.
That's why I said it's debatable.
But you said the most
That's right.
awesome Skarsgard.
That's
It
why I
is the
said it's
most
debatable.
It's the most. He is
It's
the most
very
awesome.
debatable.
He's the most awesome Skarsgard.
But he's not Stellan.
Yeah, I know. He's Bill, the best
He's
one.
top 5. Oh wait, there's only like 5.
He's the best.
Anyways,
I
go
disagree.
on.
You're dumb. And you're dumb.
I'm sorry I
I did-
interrupted.
There is a lot of great characters in this, and a lot of awesome. My biggest problem,
Problem.
is that revenge movies should never be over 2 hours long. And yes, technically,
Wasn't.
this is an hour and 55 minutes. But this took forever to end. And on top of that, they stopped the comedy narration, which brought the humanity and the humor into this about halfway in, and then they picked it up for the last few minutes near the end. I'm like, stay consistent. If you're gonna have an inner monologue have Bob's Burgers in there, fucking have it for the whole movie. Like, they just stopped it. It was just like, hey, you know what? We should probably just stop the inner monologue because we got nothing to say. He still should have been saying something all through the movie. He wasn't. He stopped.
Well,
So I loved a lot of this, but its runtime and its inconsistent narrative stopped it at a very high meh.
Interesting.
I like the cheese grater kills. That's what I want to say. And I got
Yeah.
other things, but let's hear what Murr had to say.
By the way, he walked out during the credits, so he didn't even see the end credit to the
I may have too, I don't remember.
scene.
I don't remember what the end credit was.
Wow.
Wow.
Packed
Get it
theater,
right.
It was like the entire credits ran and then it came up.
No, I watched it. I watched it
don't-
at the bottom
I
of
don't
the
remember.
thing.
I don't remember what that
The
was.
waiter walked around the corner.
Yeah, I'm disappointed.
You
in both.
did.
Yeah, I did.
No, you didn't.
Hashtag Wienergate. I did so.
No, you did not.
I did. I was around the corner.
No, you did not. You left so early. There's nowhere you stood there for like another 3
I think
minutes.
you were looking at somebody else. Because I did.
There's only 2 people in the front row there, you freaking idiot.
All right, Murr, what'd you think?
First of all, I'm disappointed in both of you.
Okay.
Is you?
What else is
You wanted
new?
to give it a Mondo, and you should have given it a Rage.
I wanted to.
I would have been right. I'm just saying.
I wanted to give it a
0 for
Mondo.
2.
But
Whatever.
I was mad
I
about
consider
being...
it 2 for 2. But
All
anyway,
right. Okay.
yeah, Boy Kills World, which I saw at Cuff with a packed audience.
That's right.
who freaking loved it.
Nice.
Uh-huh.
Including our good buddy Javal, who was sitting next to me. We
Awesome.
laughed our asses off the whole movie because
The
it was
whole movie, or-
almost the whole movie.
Yeah, there was about 20 minutes in the middle that I wasn't
Well,
laughing.
yeah, sure, it may have dragged a bit in the middle, but there was still stuff to see. It wasn't like it was like a
Yeah.
romantic scene or something.
Kind of
But
got boring.
yeah, so Boy, that's the guy's name.
Yep. Kills
He's deaf,
world.
and
Mute.
he decided he's going to have an inner monologue. But it's not just any inner monologue, it's the movie guy. He has like the movie phone, everything is awesome voice,
It's Bob's
which
Burgers.
I loved. It cracked
Archer.
me up. I don't watch Bob's Burgers because I don't watch cartoons.
Do you watch Archer?
No.
It's also
it's
a
also a cartoon.
Okay. Yeah, it's H. John
Anyway,
Benjamin and
I love that part of it. Again, the cheese grater scene was fantastic.
It was good.
I loved his two sidekicks. The whole execution scene, it was a Christmas Wonderland with like snowmen and stuff, and they're like beheading people, and I could not stop laughing. It was awesome. And yeah, I loved pretty much every part of this.
Awesome.
The ending was a little like, okay, this is how you're going there. And the girl from Happy Death Day was also awesome. It took me a while
She
to place who
was.
she was. But yeah. the two
is
of
that
them
her
together-
name?
I don't know
The girl
what
Girl from Happy
I don't
Death
know
Day?
what the hell
Yeah.
her name
Is
is.
that what
her
the credits read?
I don't know what the hell her
Yes,
name
of
is.
course it
That's where
is.
she's from. That's the only thing I know
Oh.
her from.
All right.
But she was awesome in those two movies too.
Yeah.
Now she gets to kick ass in this one.
So
That's
will
right.
will she now be the girl from Boy Kills World, or is
She
she still
probably
going to
will.
be the
And
girl
also,
from?
For me, she will be.
And
All right.
also, but also from the girl from. So he'll reference her in both those movies.
Exactly.
All three of them,
But
actually.
yeah. Of course it was a Mondo. I freaking loved it. I loved every minute of it.
Awesome. I love it.
111
that you
minutes
loved it.
wasn't long enough.
Best part-
I needed
What?
more fight scenes.
What?
Best part of the movie was just him not being able to read Buddy's lips. That was
Yeah,
That
so
was awesome
fun.
too.
That
'cause-
was-
yeah. He's deaf mute, but the guy he thought he was just speaking gibberish, but
Oh,
he just
man.
had a thick accent or something. But,
I just every time he interpreted what he said,
See?
that was
Funny.
hilarious.
Yes,
stuff.
but movies can be funny, and it could be, but as a complete
Whatever.
package,
You
they
gotta-
should've-
you-
I
judge
would have
the whole
enjoyed it
thing.
even more if you two had been there, but you weren't. So,
we were watching something
Yeah,
else
something
that
else I would have hated.
that we wouldn't have been able to see.
whatever.
Exactly.
So here's the thing, Murray.
Anyway.
We'll tell this to you and everybody who's listening. We go to film festivals to see movies
That don't
that we're
come out.
never gonna
Yeah.
get to see in cinema anywhere. So when we saw that this movie is going to be playing the same week that Cuff is
5
on,
days later.
5 days later, we're like, okay, we can either
And yet
see a movie that
there's-
we're not going to get
And
to
yet,
see.
there's a movie coming out this weekend that
Yeah.
also we saw at Cuff, which you could have waited a week and a
yeah,
half. to
but
see.
that was Cronenberg. That's
Baby
different.
That doesn't matter. It's still,
But also-
by your rules, it's
Plus,
still a movie that comes
the,
out.
the
the other
movie that
movie-
was playing against it was not
one that we were going to
Anyway,
see.
yeah, no, I loved it.
So that's why.
I thought it was a
There you
Mondo.
go.
Well, I'm glad. You know, to
I
your
would-
point, the
I-
cheese
I would-
grater
I would
scene
see
is
it again.
good. The snow murder session was fantastic. What did you guys think of the twist at the end?
It was. I mean, it left me a tiny bit cold, but
It
at that
was
point
good.
I was like,
it's not the way I
whatever.
would have gone, but I mean, yeah, I mean, it was a nice end fight scene.
I didn't hate it.
Yeah. That's well.
That's the whole thing. I
We're
mean-
not telling anybody what the twist
Yeah.
is, but there's a bit of a twist at the
Yeah,
end.
there is.
And it's just kind of there.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it either.
Yeah.
And Murray, it sounds like you didn't love it.
It's
so.
like, it didn't
I loved it not to be a
bend my
Mondo.
mind or
No,
anything.
no, but you still like it didn't.
Well, no,
it
I mean-
didn't, you didn't go. Wow, I'm sure glad they put that in there.
But no, despite what I thought of what the twist was, the final fight scene was still freaking awesome.
Yeah,
Which-
it was.
No matter
it was,
who was against,
Except
it
was about
awesome.
10 minutes too long because it went on for like 6
Whatever.
hours. Wasn't the last
Anyway.
fight scene 6 hours?
It was not quite 6 hours.
Just
actually,
under
Jim.
6.
It
But
just
see,
felt
I
like 6
enjoy
hours.
good action scenes, whereas you guys don't.
Moving on.
Yeah, Bill Skarsgard's the best. All right, so we
Yeah,
got
debatable.
to see The King Tide,
Ah.
which this trailer has been playing for a little while, and I'm gonna
never
say this. Many thanks to Isla is what I want to say
I think we're all going to be saying that.
except for Murray, maybe
Except for me.
for being in the best Canadian film I have seen this year.
Really?
This film is so beautifully
Not
shot
that far into the year.
off the coast. That's
We're
right.
halfway through.
No, we're not.
No, we're
we're
not.
only like beginning of May.
Yes, we're a third of the way through. We've had 4 months so far.
Yeah,
33% of the way.
that's right.
No.
Yeah, that's 33% is one.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Oh my God.
A
Can you
third
two-
is 33%.
Can you two
yes.
shut up? 'Cause
40%,
everything you say is stupid today.
Then 40%.
Okay, so this film is so beautifully shot off the coast of Newfoundland, Canada, with scenery so incredible and Canadian, with a folklore tale for the ages, where the characters are so well developed and the acting by all are fantastic. The story of a little girl who washes up on an island off from the mainland, filled with simple living people who, up until her arrival, have lived in an environment of communal living where everyone has their place and everyone knows the importance of who they are and what they do. But Isla is special, and she has the gift
She's
of
special.
healing and bounty, and also we soon find out the ability to kill bees
Yes.
for being nasty to her friend. Foreshadowing. From here, we are taken through a series of situations where we are brought into the minds of the community members with what they should do with Isla and how best she can best serve the community, especially when she loses her powers. This film is very complex and really makes us reevaluate what is important, the value of a complete community or the safety and security of one child. This Canadian film is so good, and the ending is probably one of the very best endings in a folklore horror film that I have ever seen in a long time.
Folk horror.
This film was Mondo. I loved every second of it. It had not 1 minute of boring. It was so fantastic that I just want to repeat it. Many thanks to Isla. And I got some unpacking to do, but
disagree.
let's hear what the Mur has to
Let's
say.
see what the Mur has
Well,
to
I'm
say.
next, am I? I'm
Yes.
not even on here.
Yeah, because
Well,
we
we
weren't
didn't
sure
think you were
originally
gonna
we could
see
make-
it.
Yeah.
I was sitting right beside you.
No, I know, but until then, I hadn't thought. I made this up beforehand.
Yeah, this movie was too weird for me.
Well, did we go to this together?
Yes,
Yeah, we did.
I was sitting right beside
we
you
saw. Okay, just so everybody knows, over
at
the
my
last
theater.
over the last what is it, week and a half, we've seen like 30 some movies.
You have.
Yeah. So the fact that we
This
can't
was
remember
the only one
who
I saw in
what
theaters
was where
with you guys.
is beyond crazy.
Yeah, no, it reminded me of The Village. It really did.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, they're isolated on this island and
bit.
they're self-sustaining, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But they had no electricity and
They were self-sustaining. Then they start to cheat.
and they were cheating. That was the thing that pissed me off the most.
Yeah, that's what people do.
Is
It's humanity
is
at
this,
its finest.
You know, this wonder kid Isla.
Many thanks to Isla.
She
Many
was
thanks,
basically
Isla.
helping them catch fish. I'm like, is that really a good use of her powers?
Apparently, they
And,
need
and,
to
and,
eat.
then- and then her parents
Gots to eat, Mur.
basically were making her heal people.
Yep.
A
Yep.
huge line outside her door.
Yes.
She,
Yep.
she didn't want to be doing it.
Yeah.
They're forcing her
She
against
seemed
her
okay
will.
with
No,
it.
she
didn't-
wasn't okay
She didn't
with
seem
it.
pissed. She got a teddy bear every day. and
Whatever.
She got
No.
hugs from everybody.
She was miserable.
Everybody loved her.
And then, of course, the incident that happens that traumatizes her. Then they have
Yes.
to drug her to make her do the thing. I'm
Yes.
like,
Yes.
that's
Yes.
all. Yeah, big surprise. The freaking welfare people show up. Yeah, because you're abusing your child.
You're giving away a lot, Mur.
I don't care.
Still, it's
I want to say I raged about this, but there was some good parts, and I did
What?
enjoy.
What good parts?
I did enjoy the scenery.
it's
I enjoyed everything except basically the end. Yeah, it was a meh.
Okay, so you two,
Barely a meh.
you two yammered on and on and on, so I am actually, and I knew you would. And I knew that Jim was going to say most of what I wanted to say, except for maybe a couple of
So
things.
that's why you didn't say
So
anything.
I'm going to say something.
What?
First, I'm going to
Something?
say many thanks to Isla,
Of course.
followed by many thanks to Isla.
Yes. You can never give her enough thanks.
This film reaps the benefits of its picturesque location combined with a slow building tension and an almost perfect ending. Maybe a perfect ending.
It is a perfect ending.
It is a precautionary tale of the dangers of isolationism and how gang mentality can override logic. The film has atmosphere in abundance, which adds to the package. I love this film. It was Mondo. Simple as that.
So, okay, so some of the unpacking that I want to do is the debate. Like, this film has people potentially at two different sides. The whole concept, the whole discussion around, is one person more important than an entire community?
No.
So you say no. What do you say, Bryce?
I say that they became reliant on something that they shouldn't have
did.
become reliant
Yes.
on.
Yes,
and
exactly right.
they got by
stopped using her.
before, and you can't always take the easy way. And people are gonna die, but guess what? People die.
die.
People get disease.
Yeah.
This is
Well, no,
so.
and that was the thing. The person that died because they were
So
stupid.
in this particular case, I don't think it's as simple as the question that you're asking.
Yes.
Because in the question that you're asking, of course, the one
greaterness
person.
of-
It's going to be the great.
Yeah.
But I don't know that that's the. There are
Case
many.
in this
There's a
one.
giant gray area
Yes.
in this movie.
I know that's what I like so much about it is that it wasn't very cut dry because you at times of the movie you're going like I can see Grandma's point and then at other points I say you know what it's time for them to get her out of there.
It wasn't
but then
really
also
I was never really on board with Grandma.
Was
But
I. She
Grandma was
evil.
awesome.
She was evil.
Grandma was.
She was
She
evil.
was awesome. Yeah, she was. She was.
She was evil.
I'm
Evil?
with Mur on that.
yeah, you know what the
It was,
whole
what's her name? It was somebody famous.
yeah
wasn't it?
she's
The hell was it? I can't remember what it was.
Crap. Let's look
Some
it
old
up.
lady who's been in
Okay,
a lot of stuff.
So some old lady that
So
was
flattering. You just
Well, it wasn't Kathy Jones. I know that.
just what was it? The girl from Happy Something Day or what is it?
Happy Death Day.
Death Day.
Happy Death Day.
Which they made 2 of. By
So
the
you
way.
can't even get her name, and then you're like, she's an old
It's
lady.
Frances Fisher.
That's it. The Titanic
Yes.
woman.
So
Is that-
The
she's
evil chick from Titanic
Fran-
too.
Fran-
Evil chick from Titanic.
Yeah, she was.
she's
so she
he's-
knew something about keeping young people hostage because she did the same thing with Kate Winslet on Titanic.
Yeah,
There you
Just
go.
saying.
so she does that.
I don't even
hostage thing.
remember that movie. I just remember they were like floating on a big piece of wood, and I
At the end.
I don't understand why they both couldn't.
Spoiler
be hanging
alert.
On to it.
Sounded. I agree. I'm
Like why?
That would look like
why
you could
did
have
he
held 2 people.
easily?
No, she was the mother who was making Kate Winslet marry the evil bastard.
Yeah.
So there you go.
She's. You know what?
Once evil, always evil.
She's not always, but because she was also in The Unforgiven, and she was a good person.
Never saw it.
Well, there you go.
Many thanks to Isla.
Many
She's
thanks
a
to Isla.
fine actress.
Yeah, you know what? This movie, like, sometimes the scenery is this part of the story.
Yeah. like
and
I
in this
said,
one in
I-
particular,
I did enjoy that.
it's so visually
Oh, yeah, the-
amazing.
Yeah, no, it's you could sit there and just watch this movie with no sound and not know what's going on. And
Yeah,
it would still
and
be
just
excellent.
and just look and
but
go, wow.
it was very well written, which was like it's like wow, it looks beautiful and it's a kind of a great movie. It was,
it with a perfect ending.
With a
like
perfect
I don't
ending.
want to tell. I don't want to spoil this for everybody, but you need to see this in cinemas because you want to see it on the big screen, and be ready for the best ending of a movie that's ever been made,
Yeah, wow.
ever. It's so good. It's a
Again,
perfect ending.
I beg to differ.
you're so wet.
Yeah.
Apparently, we got a wet
And
dog
we're-
in the
Yeah,
house.
we're about to have the wet dog take down our entire system.
That's right. He's
yeah.
very wet.
So yeah, you guys both mondoed that one. I suppose.
We did.
I watched it, so it's not unanimous.
Yeah, you're right. So no buttons. There may not be a
No
button
buttons.
push today. That's all I want to say.
I don't
Oh, by the
know.
way-
Depends on
Maybe.
the next movie.
0 for 4.
Yeah.
don't-
All right.
Again, I don't care.
There's no sense poking the bear on this one. It does.
I don't care.
Okay, so we also got to see Challengers,
We did.
Thought it was
the
a
tennis
challenge.
movie.
Yes.
All right, Bryce, what did you think of Challengers?
Challengers is directed by Luca Guadagnino.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to say his name a couple times
Say it
this
again.
review, and I'm not looking forward to it. I think I'm butchering it. Guadagnino.
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 Kind of just rolls off your tongue once you start saying
I think
it.
the G's pretty much silent, the second one, so it's Guadagnino is what I'm going with.
I don't think that's good. Sure, let's go with that.
Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, it was directed by Luca
Yeah.
Guadagnino.
Yeah, we
Yes.
got that part already.
Guadagnino.
Guadagnino.
Who once again switches gears with this tale of 3 tennis players whose lives are intertwined professionally and personally. This is the man that brought us the brilliant Bones and All.
Yes.
The excellent documentary Salvatore, Shoemaker of Dreams
Yes.
about Ferragamo. The
Yes.
remake of Suspiria, which probably did not need to be made, but
It did not.
still was stunning to look at. And Call Me By Your Name, which is one of the best movies about first love that has ever been made.
I would agree.
Now, what do those films have in common? Nothing.
Same director.
Guadagnino does something different every time he sits in the director's chair.
Yes.
In Challengers, he brings the best out of his young cast. Zendaya has never been better, and the same could be argued for Mike Feist and Josh O'Connor. The music is jarring at times, but maybe that was the point. The jumps back and forth between different times in their lives was a little annoying at first, but as the tennis match played out that spans the duration of the film, it became clear that this was necessary in order to tell the story of this love triangle. Guadagnino made some interesting choices with some of the camera movements, especially during the climax of the film. He is a man that takes chances in his filmmaking and will try something different because why not? I love this visionary filmmaker, and he has once again taken me on a unique ride that I have never experienced before. Challengers was Mondo.
All right. Okay, so this movie does a good job of developing the characters in the first 10 minutes. Then spends what seems to be hours continuing to develop the same characters they did in the first 10 minutes. But the characters that they develop, for the most part, are completely unlikable and annoying. Also, the story bounces around like a lost tennis ball on a tennis ball court that's
Kind
built
of like a tennis game.
that's built on a trampoline.
That's
park.
the point.
No,
Pong.
it's like on a trampoline park,
No.
Bryce. It's not on a tennis court. It's like a trampoline park,
No.
meaning it's bouncing way too many fucking times.
No.
Unlike most sports movies, though, this isn't like Rocky 1 or Rocky 2 ending.
Definitely
it's
not.
more
Rocky 3?
It's more like a sports movie modeled off of a soap opera. And for the most of this movie, the posturing of the characters are boring and annoying. I just kept wishing an editor would show up and help take away some of this story, which pretty much went nowhere for more than 2 hours. Zendaya in this is brilliant
As
and
always.
was a complete powerhouse of an actor. She crushed every single person that's in her wake in this film. I
like her.
You all know my thoughts on, and feelings about sports movies. It's very difficult to make one that I liked. And soap operas, I've never seen any value worth watching. Up until the very last game that is played in this movie,
Well, it's
which is
also the first
basically
game.
which is basically the last 10 minutes,
the
I
opening
really
scene.
felt that this was going to give me that Rocky 1 or Rocky 2 ending. Then I would complain about how long this film was and build my frustration to a point of rage that I could not come back from. But, and I don't say this very often, but the last 10 minutes made me not hate this film so much. So even though I hated the characters, I thought it was way too long, I thought it bounced around too much, and I'm not giving credit where Bryce is. What comes on
That
through
was
a
the
game,
point, but yeah.
yeah, I got the point. I actually got it. I didn't
Yeah.
like any of the people, so it was tough to get into the characters that they already explained in the first 10 minutes. What comes on through a game of tennis in the last 10 minutes saved this from being a rage. 10 minutes and Zendaya's massive talent alone makes this sports movie a survivable meh.
Over 6.
Cop out.
It's-
I am claiming a 3 for 6, and that's the end of it.
You can claim it. But
I'm
it's
claiming
still-
it. If you're
it's-
making me do this, I'm claiming it. It's-
By the way, the whole point was that these characters were unlikable. That
Yeah.
was the whole thing. You're watching unlikable characters.
I know. I know that.
Yes.
But there's got to be at least one thing about any of them that you will kind of want to continue to watch the movie. I found the whole middle of the movie boring. The last 10 minutes in that game was some of the best 10 minutes of a movie that I've seen in a while. Other than the last 10 minutes
And
of,
it's tennis.
of the King Tide. It was like I kept thinking, Murray, I was sitting there the whole time going, I'm really not enjoying this movie fully. However,
And at no point
However-
was I not enjoying it.
Yeah.
It was so good
no, it's
from
not so
from
good.
start to finish.
No,
there is
it wasn't
there is
so good all the way through it.
and it's
It was like a soap opera, Murray.
no,
it was,
Exactly.
it was
It was
not
like a soap opera.
which is the 2-minute trailer that I watched that
Yeah.
I based this on.
Yeah.
It was
Just saying.
It was
It was
not
very
like a
soap
soap
Don't
opera.
blame
it was-
me if you guys change your minds
it
in the
was-
last 5 minutes of the
We
movie.
did.
I didn't. I loved it from actually. I shouldn't say that. It took me about 10 minutes to get into the swing of things because I was like, "What the hell is going on?" And then once I figured, "Oh, okay," and
He's
then
batting
and
us
then
around like a tennis ball.
pretty much, and then I got into it, and then he had me.
Yeah, he didn't have
I think
me.
he's a. I
had
think he's
me.
a. I think he's a freaking genius filmmaker.
I think
this
he's
guy.
a really good filmmaker.
Whatever. You guys
All
done?
right then.
I like all of his other stuff.
Yeah. Let's get on to Cuff.
Wait, I want to talk more about this.
No, you don't.
Too bad.
Yeah, Zendaya was awesome.
Yeah,
Yes.
you already
I will
said.
agree.
Everybody
she
else
probably
was
is.
kind of whatever.
Should have been the only thing I would have gone to.
I thought
because
all three of them.
I
were-
hate
were
tennis
awesome.
and I hate romantic shit.
You know what?
So I would have enjoyed her.
What could have made this a mondo is if it was just Zendaya playing tennis for 2 hours.
Or if they
Because
cut
I
like a
love
half an hour
women's
off
tennis.
of it.
Of all the sports
Yes.
in the world, the only one that I really like watching is
Yeah.
women's tennis.
I don't.
Okay,
I don't. I think
let's
it's
move
boring.
on. Nobody cares if you like watching women's
Sure they
tennis.
do.
No,
it's,
they don't.
it's I love my sisters.
Love your sisters.
The sisters. The sisters who
The
dominate.
sisters.
Oh yes.
And that's the reason why I don't watch women's tennis. So we're different there. I liked everybody
Okay.
but those two.
Oh,
really.
Just saying.
They're the
That's-
best.
That's kind of weird.
All right, so we've got the second half of Cuff. Now, our first half of Cuff, although it wasn't quite a full half of Cuff. We didn't see as many movies in the second half as we did the first half.
Yeah, you took 2 days off.
Well, 1.5 days off.
1.5 days off.
Yep.
Friday and Sunday, that's 2 days.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Friday and Sunday, that's
He's
2
right.
days.
2.5 days off.
Was there a half a day? What was the half day?
But Sunday was all reruns except for that one documentary
which is the one I saw.
the one documentary that I wish I would have went to.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
Should have come for it.
We'll get
I almost
We'll
thought
get that
about
one on the Criterion channel.
Yes. There you go.
Probably.
Probs.
So I think I had more Mondos in the second half than Bryce did.
I had 2.
I had 4.
Okay.
Okay, so
Well, you better start.
I'll
then.
start, and then you just add
And
in your comments.
Then I'll say if I agree.
Okay. So, in the second half of Cuff,
Yes.
my first Mondo, and it may not be in order,
Yep.
is Hippo.
Okay.
A melodrama for the ages. Narcissistic son Hippo, his adopted sister Buttercup, and their mom, who's suffering from some level of mental illness,
Hated it.
which creates this hilariously weird and dry-witted family dynamic. It's very hard to describe what this movie's about.
All right.
Yeah, I
yes.
had no idea
Mondo.
what it was about.
I loved it.
I hated it.
I also thought that Hippo was Mondo.
What?
Story of a peculiar young man named Hippo and his Hungarian adopted sister Buttercup. This is a visually striking effort from Mark Rappaport in his directorial feature debut. Looking forward to more from this guy because this was genius. This was such a good movie.
I agree. And Murray didn't like it.
I hated it.
It was too weird for Murray.
Yeah, of course it
It wasn't. I didn't even think it was that weird.
It was.
It was weirder than.
It was weird.
Okay, well, on the Murray scale, it was weird.
Yeah, he's the only one who can really judge because you and I don't really have a measurement stick for
Yeah,
weird.
I didn't think it was weird.
Because that's what I mean.
I didn't think anything we saw was weird though.
That's
So
because you like the weird movies.
we
I
do.
don't.
It's true. We love weird.
all right.
All right.
What do you got
so
next?
the other one I have, which I know you didn't give a Mondo to because I saw
you
you
sure?
rate it, unless you changed it after you.
I might have
rated it.
forgotten.
Okay, so the second one that I'm giving a Mondo to is "Thank You Very Much," the documentary
dude.
about Andy
Yeah.
Kaufman,
I loved it,
who is my hero.
but not so much that I gave it a Mondo.
His absurd humor and pushing boundaries in the humor world, I have always understood and admired. This doc did not paint him as anything but who he was. And for that alone, this is worth a Mondo. Pure, awesome talent. I freaking love this documentary. It was Mondo.
It's good.
Yeah, it was Mondo.
It was a high man.
All right. Another one that I think, I don't know. I can't. One of these two is going to be your other Mondo. I'm pretty
All
sure.
right.
Falling Stars.
Yes.
In an alternate universe where witches call once a year and get a night where 3 brothers make the worst mistake of their lives, the production values were super basic and the sound at times wasn't great. But this story that is super simple was so well done, and for the budget this film was, I freaking loved that this movie didn't get to see any of the monsters except for a dead one in a grave. I freaking love this movie. It was Mondo.
Falling Stars was Mondo.
What?
Movie about witches from above that draws you in slowly and keeps you entrenched in the mythology that the film has created. I absolutely love this movie.
All right, perfect. Did you get to see this one, Mer?
No, I was working.
Oh, working like a dog, no doubt.
All right.
All right, so the other one I gave out a Mondo to, which apparently you didn't give a Mondo to, is Cuckoo.
Yeah, it was high, man.
A German
Hated that one,
U.S.
too.
co-production. A young lady with a recent loss of her mom moves to Germany to be with her dad, stepmom, and stepsister, all to find out her new village is harboring a secret breeding regiment for weird creatures that have weird screams and are super creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
I love this movie because I didn't.
It was okay.
I didn't have a clue about what these monsters were. Like, again, they built this whole universe for these monsters.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, the only thing we know about these monsters is they can run really fast.
They can.
And
They're a little
scream.
bit stronger. They have this screaming thing that kind of freezes you.
Yeah.
But then, like, I don't think they eat anybody or anything like that. I think they just plant their eggs in you and away they go.
Yeah, it was okay. I liked it.
No, I love this one.
There you go.
Here's my problem with it, but I didn't like it.
Okay.
Is I was promised by a certain programmer
Uh-oh.
who's a good friend of ours
Yes.
that this would not have subtitles. This was at the end of my long day of work.
Oh, Murray,
And it was
you
the
and your
last movie.
subtitles.
The problem with the subtitles is I don't have my glasses anymore.
That's right.
And Bryce insists on sitting at the very back row. If I was sitting in the third row, I might have actually been able to read stuff.
Well, you can move up.
There
No,
was no
because
more
it
room
was
at that
sold
point.
out.
Yeah, it was
But you
sold
guys
out.
were sitting at the very back row.
Hiding.
Yeah, I couldn't actually read half of the subtitles, which were in German, because big surprise, they're in Germany.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yes, I fell asleep about halfway through.
Nice.
It. So
But
yeah,
wasn't
I did not enjoy it.
If I wasn't in the back row, people would worry about me. They're
Yeah,
like, what's
well,
wrong
they
with
worry about you
Bryce?
when you're not-
Why isn't he
you're-
sitting where he usually
Because you're
sits?
not where you usually sat. You moved to a different section.
Well, not really.
Well,
Yeah.
on the upper, we're in the back right. In
Yes,
lower, we're in the back
Because
left.
your seat's the back left, and you weren't sitting
We
up
can't
there.
sit in back left and
Well.
up because they're broken.
there you go.
Sit one seat over.
All right, top 3
All right, top 3
for the whole
for the
dang
whole
festival.
dang festival. My top 3, and I got honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions. All right, go ahead. We
Okay,
didn't agree on any of this, by the way, but yeah, do your honorable
You know what?
mentions. Let's.
I do the stuff. You just follow the
Yeah,
rules.
that's right.
And then you change the rules. So.
I never change the rules.
He makes the schedule, and we
Okay,
just go with it.
these are my honorable mentions. In a Violent Nature,
Okay.
because it's like a slasher movie that I fully loved so much, and so much walking
There's
in
so much
between the
walking.
murders.
I love walking.
My second honorable mention is Cryptic. I freaking love this movie. It's Mondo. You gave it Mondo as well.
Did I?
Yes, you did.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm positive. Can you remember?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you did. You love
Okay.
this movie.
Yeah,
It's about a cryptic character,
Right.
and it's cryptic, and it's
It is
really
cryptic.
cryptic-y-tastic. I loved it.
It is cryptic.
And my third and final honorable mention.
Third?
Yeah, I had 3 because I was originally going to
You
do
said
5 and one
Oh
runner
my
up.
goodness
But
gracious. Okay,
this
go
one
ahead.
made your top 3, so I just want to get it in there.
You've already said
It's-
one that made my top 3.
It's
so.
Rats.
Yes, it definitely did make my top.
There
3.
you go. So Rats is my third honorable mention.
Okay.
My third favorite movie
Uh-huh.
of Cuff was
Yeah.
Hippo.
Hippo.
Yes. Did
Right.
that make your honorable mention?
Sure. Hippo's an honorable mention.
Number 2 is I Saw the TV Glow.
Okay, that's my other honorable mention.
I am still processing this movie. I freaking love that movie, and it's so the ending is also so good. We've had so many films this last week where the endings are so good,
Yeah.
and half the time we're like fighting ourselves because the endings
We're like,
are not
the movie
great.
was so good, and then the ending let us down, but that did not
but
happen.
there was so many good endings to movies that it was just like,
Yeah.
yeah, this is exactly how this movie should have ended.
Yeah.
So that's why I Saw the TV Glow made my top 3.
All right.
And my favorite movie of the festival was Omen.
Nice.
It is a feast for the senses. It is a feast for your soul. Omen is brilliant. When it comes out in major release, people should see this film. It will change the way you think about your family and the dynamics within your family. I'm sure of it,
There you go.
because it did for me.
So, number 3 for me was In a Violent Nature. The slasher film is back. I've been waiting for someone to make a decent slasher film forever, and someone has finally done it.
You
and
did.
kind of blew my expectations out of the water. This
Yeah.
is actually one of the better slasher films maybe ever made.
I think it is the best. I'm going to stand on a stack of satanic Bibles, and I'm
Yeah.
going to say this is the best slasher movie that's ever been made.
Yeah. My second favorite movie from Cuff was Rats. All in performance by Daniel Ploger makes this worth watching all it by itself. But from start to finish, this film just kept on getting more and more enjoyable. I haven't seen a movie in a while where it starts kind of amusing and then just gets more and more enjoyable as it went along.
was
By
like
the
they
end of
put
it,
the
I was
gas-
like, it's like, well,
The
and
foot
not
on the gas.
usually there's like a lull at the end or towards the middle, but it was enjoyable throughout the whole thing. I really love that movie. And number 1,
Is also Omen?
Is almost so Omen. Yeah. Kofi has a nosebleed at the wrong time. It's mistaken for a curse, and then a lot of stuff happens. The film kind of explores the beliefs and culture of the Congo, and kind of as I say, makes you kind of look at your own family dynamic. It is a very, 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 very good movie. Man, was this a fantastic film.
And you know what? I was lucky enough I've seen it now 3 times. Yeah. So I every time I watch this movie, I'll get something different. And I don't like to normally watch movies a second time. So, yes. But I can see that him wearing that wood helmet with the nails being driven into his head every day of the week.
There you go.
It was delicious. Okay, Mur, what's your top 3 of the fest?
Well, as I again was working full time for those 10 days.
You only had so many.
Saw maybe 10 films, and I hated like half of them. Most of the ones you guys mondoed, I hated them.
Okay, well, what were your there were 3 that you liked, though, right?
There were 3 I liked, and I'm gonna do 2 honorable mentions just because.
All right.
Because there were 5 you liked.
And they're both documentaries.
All right.
What?
First one. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Which, as an honorary cuff previewer, I actually got to see, and that's the only one that I saw that made it in.
Nice. Ah.
So I didn't have to see it. I didn't have to see it at the festival. I already saw it. But Andy Kaufman's just freaking weird. Like I've seen Man on the Moon, which is actually the first movie I liked Jim Carrey in.
What?
Because that's the first time he actually became a serious actor. Till then he was a goofball, and then since then I've liked him in everything. But except for Sonic. But
nobody likes it.
Anyway, that was and it was behind the scenes footage. It was like talking to Danny DeVito and all of his co-stars and his wife and even when he died of cancer, they all thought he was still playing a joke on them.
He might still be playing a joke. We don't know.
He might still be alive.
This is like the biggest joke.
Some of his bits, like on SNL, just reading a book, and then like the very end credit, which not giving away anything here. Basically, it was the scene where he sits on a stage and eats ice cream. That's the whole bit. I'm like, okay, and they just watch him eat ice cream. But it was a very weird movie, but I enjoyed it. The other one is one you guys didn't see. Oh. Never Look Away, which I saw Sunday afternoon after I got to meet Lou Diamond Phillips. Just saying.
Nice.
That's what I want. I really want to see Never Look Away.
Yeah, it was directed by Lucy Lawless, and she did a nice little intro of it.
Nice.
From New Zealand, and she mentioned Calgary by name, so that was nice. It was the true story of this CNN woman, what do you call it, videographer, or what do you want to call it, correspondent. She shot the video. She followed the wars around.
Yep.
Like Iraq.
So did you actually get to see what war photographers look like?
Oh, yeah, and I saw what happened to her.
Yeah.
And it was horrific.
Yeah, so...
basically, if you know her story at all, basically... She landed in the U.S., apparently with no memory of her past, or she didn't want to talk about it or something, just became a CNN videographer, and then she got shot in the face by a sniper. Because she was pretty loose with like the drugs, and she dated younger men and stuff, and then, her whole bottom face was just like gone. She was like trying to sew it back together, and then she continued after that. She recovered from that to cover the other Israeli and Palestine wars. Like, she was fearless. And she was a phenomenal character, and she, I think, eventually died of cancer. But it was an amazing documentary, and I don't like documentaries.
So are you going to take back some of your comments about Civil War? Because you probably got to see some actual real footage.
No,
where you're saying that's not how a real.
No, it's not how it really happened in Civil War. Just saying. Because again, she had her face shot off.
Yeah.
Whereas in Civil War, no bullets ever touched the journalist. So just saying. People get shot even when they're wearing a vest that says press on it.
It's true.
So, and they also get kidnapped for ransom too.
Yep.
So anyway, no, it was an amazing film. So my top 3, because again, I didn't see very much. I saw them all opening weekend, because that's
when you had time.
I had the day off.
Nice.
Or the half a day off. I actually see 2 back to back, but I don't know, particular order, I guess. Humane. Number 3,
Baby Cronenberg.
Yeah, which I enjoyed it, because unlike you guys, I don't really like a lot of Cronenberg stuff, because it, again, too weird for me. This was not that weird of a film.
This isn't by the other.
And it starred our buddy Jay. I love Jay Baruchel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And my favorite Canadian actress who does sex comedies, Emily Hampshire.
Does sex comedy.
Canadian sex comedy.
Canadian sex comedies. Yeah, she's been in like 10 of them, and I've seen them
Nice.
all. Second one is... Okay, I'll put Boy Kills World number 2.
Whoa.
Because it was a Mondo, but it wasn't my favorite of the whole festival.
Okay, we're gonna get. I can't wait to hear what
Number
the favorite
one,
is.
which you guys didn't even talk about, but
Yes.
I absolutely freaking loved, and I actually saw it twice, much like our cuff couple that comes to the festival. Last
and
stop to Yuma, at Yuma, whatever the
County?
the
Last
Yuma
stop
one,
in Yuma County.
Yuma County. Yeah, I
Yeah.
freaking loved it.
It's a great movie. It's
Yeah,
Mondo.
it was a hell of a thrill ride, and yeah, it reminded me so much of Bad Times at El Royale, which I also loved.
Yeah.
Then it went all Tarantino at the end there, and
But I did like
yeah,
this one.
I freaking loved it.
It's a good
It's
movie.
very, very good.
It's a
The
Mondo.
director was there talking about it, so
It's
yeah.
a tri-Mondo.
Anyway, yeah, no, that was my
Jim
favorite.
Cummings
That was a
is-
favorite movie that I
Yeah.
actually got to see.
You know,
Awesome.
that is one that you can press the buttons for because you can end it with that.
Oh, we're all going to Mondo that.
Yeah,
one?
we all did Mondo
Mondo.
it.
But you didn't put it on your list.
It
Yeah,
didn't make
but-
our top. What didn't make my top 6?
Exactly.
But it was still,
Still a Mondo.
Mondo.
Some animal's eating my leg right now.
Nice. At least he's not
He's
humping
actually
your leg.
licking your leg.
Nice.
I don't know.
Is there like chocolate or
Loves you, Murray.
peanut butter on your leg?
There might be.
Nice.
Now he's trying to eat something in my pocket.
Nice. I'm gonna put things in my pocket for next week.
Yeah, you
Yes.
do that. Maybe leave me alone.
Oh baby.
All right. This week I have another fun list for you because I
What?
like to do those.
He loves the lists.
Most bad movies bomb at the box office.
yes.
Not all box office bombs are bad.
what?
Here are a few for your consideration and possible second look.
Ooh.
First up, Citizen Kane, 1941,
Yes.
was a critical success. During its theatrical run, the film struggled because of the interference of the newspaper mogul William Randolph Hearst, who was the inspiration behind the character. He hated it so much that he banned all of his newspapers from mentioning it or advertising the movie.
Whoa.
And he bribed several theater chains to not play it.
Wow.
As a result, the movie lost around 160 grand, which in 1941
Was a lot of
A lot
money.
of money.
Yeah.
Like $1 million. Didn't stop it from being one of the best films in history, though.
Yep. True that.
I won't say the because people
It's true.
opinions vary.
That is true.
Next up, The King of Comedy
Oh yeah.
is one of Martin Scorsese's best character studies, almost as good as Taxi Driver or Raging Bull.
Mm-hmm.
The film was a huge financial flop, despite featuring Robert De Niro and Jerry Lewis.
Yeah. And Jerry Lewis is brilliant in
King
that
of
movie.
Comedy only brought in $2.5 million on a budget of 19.
Yoicks.
Next up, one of your favorites,
Yes.
The Thing,
Yes.
was a critical and box office bomb, only bringing in $19 million on a $15 million budget.
Yeah. I think
So
there
it
was
made
a
its
lot
money
of things
back.
it was competing against.
It was
at
a
the time.
victim of timing. The alien movie genre in the early 80s was dominated by Spielberg-like
Yeah. I think
feel-good
E.T.
movies.
I think E.T.
and a
came
few
out
other
like
ones
the same
that.
weekend or
Yeah, then
something.
there was Mac and it was a bunch of ones. They were
Other
all the same.
terrible movies.
Other alien type ones. But yeah, they were very feel-good stories, something that The Thing was not.
Yes.
Then we have one of my favorites, Shawshank Redemption.
Oh wow.
Hard to believe that a film that is considered one of the greatest movies ever made did not win a single Oscar, and its box office haul was equally unspectacular.
Wow.
This $25 million movie made just over $28 million in domestic theatrical run. Not nearly enough to turn a profit.
Well, it sounds like they made $3 million.
Yeah, that's not a lot.
Yeah.
Then we have Bottle Rocket.
What?
Wes Anderson got his start with a major box office flop. Bottle Rocket, his feature directorial debut, cost $5 million to make and bombed the box office by not even getting close to the $1 million mark.
No.
Love that movie.
In the U.S., Bottle Rocket ended its run with a paltry $560,000.
No.
Regardless, Anderson made a big fan out of Martin Scorsese, and he got an even bigger budget of $10 million for his follow-up movie, Rushmore.
Which is
which
my
turned
favorite
and
Wes Anderson
basically
movie.
would give him his breakout. We have The Big Lebowski, 1998. Where's the money, Lebowski? While it's now considered as one of the Coen brothers' most iconic films, The Big Lebowski did not seem like an instant classic when it was first released. Critics misunderstood the film's humor. Even the Coen brothers themselves were disappointed by how it turned out. The film's original domestic haul only brought in $18 million.
What?
Barely more than the $15 million it cost to make it.
And everybody knows the dude.
It's a classic now.
Everybody knows the dude.
And we have Office Space.
Yes.
1999. Mike Judge's beloved comedy was a box office flop when it came out in 1999, only grossing $12 million on a $10 million budget. After years of airings on Comedy Central plus a few iconic memes, this work by satire became a quotable classic.
Yep.
And then one of my favorites, Josie and the Pussycats.
Yes!
I love that
that's
movie.
all one of our favorites.
A film way ahead of its time. Josie and the Pussycats was
Alan
dismissed
Cummings, so
upon
good,
its
yeah.
release as a brainless adaptation of the classic cartoon.
It is
The poor
brilliant.
reception of the film led to poor performance in theaters, making $14 million on roughly $22 million budget.
No!
Between its bumping soundtrack, satirical bite, and unapologetically feminine worldview, Josie and the Pussycats paved the way for the monster that became Barbie.
Yep.
And we have Children of Men.
Oh, yeah.
Widely
That was
considered one
excellent.
of the
It's a good
best
movie.
films of the 21st century, despite earning widespread critical acclaim and 3 Oscar nominations. Despite
Isn't that the Clive Owen one?
It is. It
Yeah.
only earned $70 million worldwide and disappointing $35 million in the U.S.
It's great.
Universal spent $76 to produce it, but yeah, they made it a bust. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was good.
Yeah, it's great.
And finally, we have Only Lovers Left Alive. Not even the vampire genre could boost Jim Jarmusch's Only Lovers Left Alive into a profit.
I just
Harry-
bought that the other day.
Tilda Swinton opposite Tom Hiddleston was inspired casting and a hit with critics,
Yep.
many of whom named Lovers one of 2014's best movies.
Yep.
But moviegoers in the U.S. all but ignored the film.
Yep.
It cost $7 million to make and made under $2 million at the box office.
And
I
plus
ac-
it made $10 because I bought it
There you
just
go.
the other day.
I actually haven't seen this.
You haven't
Knowing
seen it?
it's
Oh.
about vampires, it stars Swinton Hiddleston, makes me want to check it out.
Well, you'll have to come over to my house and watch it.
I will do that sometime.
Yes, you will.
Yeah, that's all I got.
is a
Bryce will sit the hell down and we can move on.
Sweet, sweet list. He's dancing with his dog.
I don't know what the hell he's doing.
He's dancing with his health.
doing something.
Temperature rising. Vision blurring. Rage taking over.
Oh, my sweet, sweet rage. All right, well, my rage this week is about loss. So, there's 2 big losses that have happened in actually all of our lives that happened just recently. It's now, what is it, Wednesday?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the first rage is that Cuff is over, and I don't know how Bryce and I are going to get through not watching 30 movies a week because I'm a little tired, but I'm ready for round 2 now.
It's so much better than working.
Isn't it? I want to do that full time. I don't want to work. So maybe it's that I'm not raging that Cuff is over. I'm raging that I have to work and I can't just watch movies for a living. That's my big part of the rage. But my second part of the rage is because I'm looking at what we're going to see this weekend.
Okay.
And the movies that we're going to get to see this coming weekend are all pretty mainstream cinemas. 4 mainstream cinemas. And so ultimately I'm going, okay, we have had a great run of movies up until this point from one of our theaters that is closing.
It is.
And so this weekend, they're only playing old shit to celebrate
of course they are.
and bring people in on
they're
their
having a party,
their
apparently.
last weekend. It's a giant party.
Yeah.
But it's frightening me because this weekend we should have had some other releases that were art house films that we would probably have got to see in Eau Claire Cinema.
Yep.
So ultimately my rage is I am afraid that we may not get to see the amount of art house films that we have been used to getting.
Doesn't someone have
city.
to pick up the baton?
I would hope so.
Some like
You know
one
what?
of the Cineplex theaters, maybe West Hills.
I talked to some friends at the Globe. Maybe they'll be able to pick up some.
That would be nice.
And maybe the Plaza can too. But yeah, I'm a little heartbroken, I'm gonna say. So if you're hearing a lot of rages from Bryce and I in the near future, it could be because
the
all we're
same
watching
one
is mainstream
every week.
cinemas. It's just like, oh great, another superhero movie, rage. Oh great, another Liam Neeson movie, rage. Oh no, another Russell Crowe movie. Oh, that's a man because he's riding a scooter.
I hope he does it. I think he's got a sequel to his Exorcist movie coming up.
Yes!
So I'm hoping he's riding a scooter again.
Wouldn't it be great if he was riding a
If
scooter
he rides
for
a
half the
scooter,
movie?
it's getting a mondo. I'm telling you
Yeah,
right now.
totally.
I don't care what the movie's like. If I see Russell Crowe on a scooter,
it's Mondo. Yep.
Okay.
Ditto.
Now we'll go to those movies all day, every day.
All right. My rage this week is the Calgary Underground Film Festival put two movies that I was most looking forward in the festival to head to head. So I could not see both. I guess that just shows you how strong the programming was this year, as this was one of the best years for quality at Cuff in quite a while. Still, come on, why would you put Hippo head to head with Yannick? It is obvious to me that these films would attract the same audience, so why make us choose? Oh well, hopefully I'll get to see Yannick someday.
We'll get to see it.
Yeah.
We'll watch it next weekend.
He raged so hard, he actually complained to the programmer.
I did.
About two
Got in
out
his
of the
face.
three.
Well,
2 out of 3.
Yeah.
I only saw the one.
I got in-
exchange.
I got
He's
in both-
afraid of the lead programmer, so he's
Well,
not
yeah,
gonna say
you
anything
should
to
be
her.
afraid of the lead programmer.
They will destroy you.
They will destroy you.
They're like, oh, no more films for
That's
you.
right.
You're cut off. You
You're
don't get
banned.
to. You don't get to come to Cuff
Don't even get
anymore.
to buy a pass.
That's right.
Wah, wah.
Block. Chop chop.
Blocked. Exactly.
Nice. So that's it. That was your.
That's it,
That's
the whole thing.
That's
That's
the
it.
best we
Too
got.
many good movies.
Too
Yeah,
many
that-
good movies.
That's
Yeah.
oh.
This is by far the best film festival we've ever seen together.
Yeah, when
was so good.
when he went to the trailer party, he's like, oh, he was like not looking. For
I
any
was
of them.
not looking forward to
Like
Cuff
any
this
of
year,
them.
and it was it
was
just
the best
blew me
show.
away.
Shows what
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
You got to trust the people at Cuff.
That's right.
They know what to program.
Well, this year, yeah.
every year. You guys say this every year.
Rage subsiding. Pulse slowing. Anger fading.
Pretty sure you said the same thing last year too. Best year ever.
It probably was the best year.
Now it's the best year ever.
I'm going to go listen back to that one because I don't think we did.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Well, just a reminder to everybody, we're back in full force next week. We got Casey back. We got the lists back. We got Bryce is going to be raging about something. And you know what? Murray is not working, so if someone can give him a job,
Yes, I'll
we
take
can
a job.
we can get him to come to the cinema with us. Well, thanks Ragers for listening. Thanks to the Extended Film Rage family, who you can find in our show notes. Thanks to Casey, our god of rage, from the nerdy photographer and the voice of Rage Ardare. Find us on social media everywhere at Film Rage YYC. Check out everything Film Rage at filmrageyyc.com, including our merch site for Redbubble and TeePublic. We're always wanting to make this a raging blast for all listeners, so please comment, like, and subscribe, and send us emails to filmragecalgary@gmail.com. Dare us to see terrible movies to fuel our rage. But no matter what you do, please, 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 pretty please, 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 I'll make us a rage. That's it for this week. Rage on.
Rage on.